from our reporter Veronica Magadi, who's joining us from Alexandra. Veronica, I understand that the police have now stepped in. What can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you, Aldrin, that we are still here at 4th Avenue in Alexandra, where a father has been left heartbroken after his family was hospitalized after allegedly eating snacks. What we do know so far is that his 10-year-old daughter passed away, while his 4-year-old son and their mother currently fighting for their lives at the Edenvale Hospital. What has happened now since we last spoke, Aldrin, at the call of the community, police have now officially arrived here at the scene, as of course tensions have been high between community members after the incident that happened. We spoke to the father a little bit earlier, who really detailed for us the heartache and the horror that happened late last night after his wife, his 2 children ate a snack from this specific Spaza shop. According to the father, it's understood that the young girl in fact complained about severe stomach aches and chest pains, and as the day progressed, it was understood that she then started not being able to breathe. He carried her to the clinic, and unfortunately by the time that they arrived, she had already started foaming at the mouth, and he explained that he would really not wish this on his worst enemy. We saw really heartache coming from the father's side, but in response to this tragedy, the community has been protesting, one might say, outside the Spaza shop. In fact, they tried to respond yesterday after the incident happened, but they found that the Spaza shop was indeed already closed, and the owner of this establishment had already left and fled the scene. There are now confusion, in fact, one might say, between community members, with some calling for the police's presence, as they have now officially rendered that this Spaza shop should be declared a crime scene, while other community members are saying that they should go inside and in fact take the products and burn them. I'm going to speak to, in fact, one of the residents who's advocating that the Spaza shop be looted and the products be burnt. In fact, you are live on Newzroom Afrika. As community members, lintso bina ka mona kantle gale le batla maponesa ke bona o tshwere plastic bag o konjwetsa na hantle le batla ho etsalang.
Okay, rona as setšhaba re kgathetse ke batho ba cause like ge re tlogela so e tloetsega mo baneng ba rona e botlhoko etsagetse ba family ya molaudi. So ka mo Spaza re nyaka ba bule re ntshe everything ba rekisang ka mo Spaza re kenye ka mo plastic tse re di cape di police station as evidence, cause ne re galetso re ka di chase mo strateng but is wrong santse di ko police station at least for evidence. So le yana building e ka mo gone re utlwane ka yona gore ba maphodisa le ba metro e be di witness ge re build building e, cause like a re sa inyaka. So re nyaka send a strong message ko mo Somalieng maphodisa ba nkang di bribe ko ma Somalieng gore re kgathetse ke ntho e tsagalang mo ke ngwana rona o mama teng o sa le sepetlele le ngwana o mong o monyane. So enough is enough.
And go jwetsa nna wena o hopolang as community ha o tla ditaba tsena tsa ngwana o la bona family at all ha ngwana na hlokofala kapo o no le kae as community?
As community ne ke ituletse mo di stepsing. So ra bona like koloi ya feta hangata ka no go re tlo utlwang gore ngwana o ile clinicing ko Masakhane. Within 15 minutes ke ge ba re ngwana o tlhokofetse mama teng le ena o kene sepetlele le ngwana o monyane. So re dutlile as community, but no setse already go le busy mo strateng, like re ba tlo understand gore go etsagalang. Ha re tlo checka mo re thola already Spaza setse sekwetswe. So ha re tse wa Spaza gore o tsibile jwang gore o etse mara ne setse sekwetse Spaza.
And ke bone ntate o mong ana tshwere dipakete tsa di chips antsa jwetsa batho sa reka di chips tsena sa reka product ena. As community, now that maponesa ba sa fihlile hantle le batla go etsa line,
rona as community re nyaka ba bule mo cause gona le di batla ka mogare a re gone ipulela. Re nyaka ba bule re ntshe stock, a re nyake go be le looting, a re nyake go ba le motho, re nyaka e be ntho e peaceful go bontsha like a re lwane le motho, re nyaka like strata sa Alexandra e be safe kaofela. I think ntho re etsa mo e tla seta example ko di shopong tse ding. That's why ke kgatella gape ko maphodisang a nkang ditjotjo ko ma Somalieng, cause ntho a se ntho a mathomo tsantse go tlhokofale bana kaofela na gore ba kgone understand gore this is serious.
Very strong words there coming from one of the residents here in the community, ending her statement with saying that how many more children should die until police take us seriously as well as the government. She's really advocating, saying that they want to be able to come inside this Spaza shop to take some of the products and to burn them. They do not want to loot, they don't want to vandalize, they simply want to have a peaceful demonstration, she says, of closing down the Spaza shop. In fact, some are also calling for JMPD to come and in fact demolish the establishment, which, as we heard earlier when we were speaking to the ward councillor, saying that in fact it's been built onto the pavement. It's in fact encroaching onto the road, and they say that in its own establishment as a Spaza shop, it is illegal because of the way it has been built, not only because of the tragedy that has happened here. And of course, it's unclear whether or not police have the jurisdiction to come into this building to take the products here for investigation. As we heard from the father when we were speaking to him earlier, he said that after the kids had, of course, eaten some of the chips following the distaste and the odor from the chips, he then threw them away. When they reported the case as to what happened when they were in hospital, they did manage to get those chips out of the dustbin and give them to the police. And here is the community, of course, now going to go and open up the Spaza shop. We're going to try and get a bit closer to see if they will manage indeed to open up the Spaza shop and to get the products out. And this has been the call since the morning when we arrived here from the residents, saying that they want to have access inside this Spaza shop, which they also say is a crime scene, to be able to take out the products. This is, of course, happening in the presence of the police. We can see here that one of the owner of the building is holding the key to, in fact, open up the door and take these products out of here. We're going to talk to one of the residents. Me o konjwetsa na le batlang hona tjeletsang as community.
Dumela le ka mphakathi. As a community, enough is enough. Rona batho ba Alexandra re ignorant. Yano itle mo ileng gore re heartful. Batho ba kaofela ba tshwentse ba tsamaye. Ke di status no so. Enough is enough. Rutlwile. Hona no di family di a tsamaye. And always re phela re ba botsa go group gore ba tlogela go reka ko Pakistaning. Ke ba ya Pakistan ba ba loot. Go loot ha se gona le gore ba tlobola family kaofela. Yano ke example number 1. Enough is enough. Re tlo bantšha one by one. Yeah.
And hona tjemme ga bona ho la le me a tshwereng skia o tlo bula monyako hona tjena le tlo etsang ka di product tse ka mo konjwetse
ba tshwanetse gore di product tse di lo testiwa le tsona a re nya ke wo a re lwane ba nke selling sa bona di testiwe re kgone ho bona ene le mapone sa rena ba tlogela go emella batho ba re khathetse ke mapholisa di tsotso go tswa di 25,000 enough is enough. Ama robe mo, ba tsamaye
o ke ngwana wa Spaza o wa dikhio o nyaka o bula mola ke tsebo re wa tshwantse a bule ka baka la gore rena re nyaka mong Spaza re nyake motho a iriseditseng batho ba o nyaka o etsang ka mola because rena re nyaka gore mapodisa batle ba bule mola ba nke dilo tsena re gone go khotsfala as community o tsisi then from them mapodisa everything ka mola e re pleke lona tshwantse on the same spot.
Ntate ku utlwile hona tjena o no bua o re le kgathetse ho utlwa ditaba tsena tsa bana ba shwang.
Mama ke rona re lusang bana, not mapodisa, not traffic cop, not bomang, not batho ba Pakistan. Bana ba re ba rusang ke ba rona. Gona jwa le re bolela so mme le ngwana ba ba kwa badimo. Ngwana o mo already state. So rena ke re tshwantse re nke decision. Because the Mushwarna is failing us. Cyril Ramaphosa is failing us.
Rinyaka lo tshwereng ma Pakistan ba re botse gore dilo tse ba di stocka ko kae maybe o ka ba pitire re ka kra mo ba stockang re stope mo.
Okay. O konjwetse mme ha gutla na mme ore so wena mme ore o batla hantle ho utlwisisa na di wholesaler ba ba rekang teng di kae
ba di reka kae mama re ka kra mo maybe re ka ba le plan ya gore re fetse ntwe ka mo
ko Sulumane ba di reka ko Wingbeck ko Sulumane le ko Khatlo ma first.
Okay. Bona ka mgo mama le ba re go direkiwa ko Sulumane. We must take other Somalians re ko teng ro bua le batho ba ke re bona ba batse ba support ke ona mo go tlo ba le botlatsi re tse ntho ka tsela e right. Thank you.
Well, that's some of the reflection there from the residents speaking about what they are asking for. A very interesting individual, young lady, they're saying that, in fact, what this community wants as well to stem this issue of food allegedly obviously contaminated some of these snacks is to actually go to the wholesalers of where the owners of these spaza shops are getting food from, to be able to find the source of what seems to be a repetition of contaminated food. We're going to speak to another resident who wants to speak to us. Is that the solution for this community?
As a solution, because already ribon ko Soweto go etsahalang se go bulikwe bana ba ikae ko Soweto, so re eme mo Alexandra go tlhokofale ba ikae go tswa se shopo e fela go tshoka o fela di shopo tsa ma Somalian and ma Somalian a phela ko 15 ko Mr Ngobani every day. Why is that happening while bana ba rona ba shwa mo? So arena police station number 1 always hare community ha ikopa assistance from police station, from station commander Mr Ngobani ha ke atara assista gore ke ba farena re kopa o tsole rona ro tsa di shopo tsa batho ba re tsama farena ba illegal mo country ya rona. Instead war sign la re botsamaka he never pitches. The following day o mothola ka police station le ona ma Somalian now le ba farena ona ao ibile ba re ba ntsha tšhelete ka police station rona. So as a shopo e fela sisters re kopa ka fela shopo tsa ma Somalian mo Alexandra di foka of re khatsetse.
Thank you, Mayor. We apologize there as well for the strong use of language, but that you can understand the frustration coming from the community and the residents here, who are also making strong allegations in regard to issues of corruption, but also really deep stemming issues in regards to the Alexandra community as a whole. A lack of policing, which we know has been an issue in this community for some time, but also a lack of regulation. And this has been the constant conversation, the main theme that has come out from many of these raids of spaza shops, as well as the issue regarding children who have been fallen ill due to these alleged snacks from these establishments, is the lack of regulation, the lack of law enforcement, the lack of government intervention from these for these communities. And so this is why we're seeing as well the tensions as well in this community, many of them feeling that they have the responsibility to take these matters into their own hands. We're going to get a bit closer to the entrance of the spaza shop to get a bit more view as to what is happening. We see the police there interfering with some of the residents who are asking for this establishment, for the spaza shop to be opened. We can see the police, they are holding a crowbar. We're going to try and get just a bit closer to see whether or not they do open this. And of course, it's worth mentioning that the presence of the police will then allow the community to do what they feel is justified, what they feel will bring them closer, and also what they feel will give them a voice in this matter that has been plaguing many South African communities. Well, the police are about to open the door into this establishment, and this will give the community an opportunity, as they say, to take some of the products, many of them saying that they want to burn them down, but it's unclear what will happen once this establishment is open. We spoke to a resident, as you heard earlier, who says that they just want to peacefully come into this establishment, take the products and shut this establishment down for good. Well, the establishment has officially been opened. It has been opened. Police are now just calling for calm, making sure that only the authorized individuals are allowed to enter. You can see there is some excitement as well from the community as they've gotten their wish to make sure that this establishment is opened. We're going to try and speak to one of the residents now to find out what exactly is going to happen now that the establishment has been opened. Hi, Hi, Tata, how are you? You're live on Newzroom Afrika. Just walk us through that now that the community has managed to open up this establishment. What is going to happen now?
No, we don't want community to loot anything that is allegedly poisonous and dangerous. So police must take everything, because even if they don't take it, these people we're at a danger of having our people looting the very same thing that we're saying. It's illegal, it's expired, it's dangerous. So we had then extended a call to the police officers to say, take all the stuff, but the Spaza at least, just to send a message to other landlords out there. The Spaza shop is even encroaching. It must go down. It's as simple as that. It must go down. So that this impasse, in the next week, we then try and talk about the impasse itself. How do we solve this problem of having people who are from other countries, taking over the local economy? We must have these discussions to solve this impasse as soon as we can. It can't be that we are only reacting only when kids are dead. No. It can't be. The sooner we resolve this, the better. And I understand that the national government and province, they're trying to come up with a way forward on how to deal with it. But we can't wait until our kids are wiped out of the earth. We need to really resolve this matter. All landlords must support a call that says it can't be correct that you are renting out a shop to people we don't even know and we can't even trace. They've run away now. We don't even know where they are. So if it was a South African, a person who stays here, at least you would understand who you're going to. But as of now, who do you run after? Who do you arrest? Are you going to arrest the landlord? So hence we are saying the Spaza shop must go. All these things that are inside must go to the police station for now. And we must then talk about all other Spaza shop. Whether a South African Spaza shop or not, we must start talking about food that is being sold to our people and our kids. It's important that we look into that aspect. I can't believe that we have so many Spaza shops that are out there. Who is authorizing permits to actually operate? On what grounds? And I can tell you, that guy was sleeping inside here. He's selling food to our people. He's sleeping in the very same shop, which is less than 3 meters square. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. We can't allow such. So we need to then really look into this matter to say, but how do we take back the economy, give it back to the hands of our own people? But legally so. When we are complaining like this, we can't also be the one again who loot, who take the very same cold drink we're saying it's killing us, the very mazimba that we're saying it's killing us. It can't be us. We must do it responsibly.
Well, thank you so much for that comment. A very passionate plea there to say that, and again, this is also what I'm saying in regards to the community. It's unsure what will happen to these products now that the Spaza shop has been opened. One resident there saying that police need to take these products. Others are saying, and you saw them carrying plastic bags ready to take these products in and to burn them. But we understand that police are now going to take the stock to the police station. A police van hasn't arrived, and it seems that they will be loading what is in here to the police station. And that holali miscommunication. Guta some residents bare ba batla ho tshisa stoko sena, ba bang bare e batla e tsamaye ho maponisa. Ho etsalang hona jwale?
My sister, ntho utsa botlhoko ne. Ona banong I was with the mother o tlhokofaletseng ngwana go saying o itse rona tshwantse re tseng. And ntho that was supposed to do in short, di shopo tse di tsaba di a lutiwa, di tsaba di a itswang. Tshwantse re tshwarane le maphodisa go ntshwa di stoko tseo, unless di shopo tse di kwadiwe. The landlord, they are failing us tsa di shopo tse, because they know what's happening on these shops. And the better way is all these shops must be closed, and then the landlords di be bona ba gona what
Officer Sandate, we're going to get closer now to one of to the opening of the shop where we are now seeing police taking out where they're now taking out the products and loading them into the van.
They're taking now they're taking the stock to the police station. For batho ba ska be ba lutha. I think that's the better way for gore batho so stock settlements, I think settlements check away from the police station, the dates and everything. They should check the date. I think the better way is that. Because problem we don't check the dates. Because sometimes you see Somalians, you can't see a Coca-Cola truck parking there, coming to deliver there. So the better way is for them to check the dates and everything. I think things will be simpler that way.
Well, as you can see, some of the products that are coming out of the Spaza shop includes packets of chips. It also includes, we're going to see now, police are also offloading sugars, rice, products that have been sold in the Spaza shop are all coming out of this Spaza shop.
Yeah.
And you'd remember the reason why we are here is because of a family, a young 10-year-old girl who lost her life allegedly after eating a snack from this specific establishment. This is, of course, as police are now removing each and every product in here. It's understood that they will be taking this as part of evidence in this matter. We're going to get an opportunity to try and speak to the landlord of this establishment. I believe that she's been the one that is obviously aiding police to take this stock out of the Spaza shop. And this, of course, it's worth reminding that all of this stemming from the death of a 10-year-old girl who allegedly ate a packet of chips from this establishment alongside her mother and her 4-year-old brother. Her mother is currently in hospital as we speak alongside the brother. It's left a family devastated and a community frustrated as to many of them asking, as we heard earlier, how many more children in the country, in this community, need to die until something is done about this issue of alleged suspected goods that are being sold inside Spaza shops. We remember speaking to the father earlier who detailed to us just the account that had happened, where he spoke of the fact that the children, as they were eating the chips, spoke about a foul odor coming from the packets of the chips, and then they threw them away. Moments later, all three family members, this is the daughter, the 10-year-old daughter, the 4-year-old son, and the mother, started to complain of severe stomach and chest pains. It was then later that the 10-year-old, who seemed to be the worst affected, told her father repeatedly that she could not breathe. All the way up until they reached the clinic. It was just moments later that the child was then foaming at the mouth, and she was then declared dead at the clinic. The mother is currently in critical condition, and we've seen just the pain coming from the family members that we spoke to about what has happened. And of course, this is now the response to the tragedy, the community's call to ensure that the Spaza shop is emptied out entirely and a call for it to be demolished. We heard another resident there speaking about the fact that this must show a sign to other Spaza shops in the community that they will not tolerate the infringement of regulations, the selling of either alleged expired goods or contaminated goods. But also an interesting point coming from another resident who spoke about the fact that there also needs to be an effort to trace the wholesalers, where the business owners are getting these goods from. Where are they buying these goods from, so that this can stop not only in the community of Alexandra, but as we've seen in recent weeks, communities across South Africa, as well as here in Gauteng.
but she's making her way to Joburg. So we are in yes. Like we wanna just the building.
Veronica, it's good to speak to you this afternoon, faced with yet another tragedy. And again, an issue where allegedly contaminated food has led to the loss of life. And obviously, as you mentioned, 2 individuals in a hospital. Just to recap for those viewers that have joined the channel, certainly tune into Newsfeed PM, just give us an idea of what's transpired. How much information do we know? Has there been any conversation with the owner of the Spaza shop?
Well, Hugo, that is the big mystery, in fact, for many of the community residents here. Following the tragedy of the passing of the 10-year-old girl, it's understood communities came to the Spaza shop and had already found it closed, with the Spaza shop owner having disappeared. And this is also part of the community's frustration in regards to the issue of Spaza shops that are owned by foreign nationals. Specifically, they're alleging that this individual is an undocumented foreign national, saying that now that he has left and fled following the death of the 10-year-old girl, the community is saying that this is the issue that they are facing and that they have no one to hold accountable. As you can see, as police are raiding this specific Spaza shops, removing the products and loading them into the van, there is no owner here. There is no business owner to speak up for what transpired yesterday, or even to give the family a condolences or to address the community about what happened, because he fled. And this is of specific concern to the community, as they say that this has become an issue of not just regulation in terms of owning establishments like Spaza shops, but a law enforcement crisis, in the sense that a crime or a death in this matter can occur and there is no one to hold accountable. There